Oh, the heater's just come on just when I was going to start. Anyhow, it'll switch off in a minute. Well, good afternoon everyone and welcome once again to Edsorchids. And I thought today I'll do something that I haven't done for a long time, and that's we'll have a look at some Paphia pedlums. You know, I've been doing the cattleyas and the slipper orchids and what have you, and but I haven't done the Paphia pedlums for a long time. I mean, I used to be really stuck on these, but now I'm going off them a bit. I'm finding them a lot more difficult than I used to. I don't know whether that's age or not, but they're so slow growing that I'm going on to other things. Excuse me. Yeah. But what do we need to cultivate orchids and in fact Paphia pedlums? What we do need is a clean environment to begin with, because if you've got healthy plants, they'll not get bothered with bacteria and fungi at all. You know, it's the ones that are a little unhealthy and not quite good and going downhill a little bit, and those are the ones who'll pick up all the diseases. Now, where do we get the diseases from? Bringing in new plants. Always check your plants before you bring them in, or once they're in, you get them, put them on one side just to make sure they're not mingling with your good healthy stock, and you should be fine at that. I used to buy Paphia pedlums. I used to go for the best, healthiest stock I could find, you know, because I think it's always better to buy good, established stock, especially if you're buying Paphia pedlums. I wouldn't mind paying 50 quid for a good specimen plant. And it works out much cheaper, because if you pay 50 quid for a good plant, then you know it's well established, it's growing, it's probably flowered before, and you've got a plant ready-made. But you get people now, and I've come across them many a time, who'd rather than pay 50 quid for a plant, they'll buy 10 plants for a fiver. And what happens? They don't know how to keep them properly, they'll lose them. So what do? They go out to buy another 10, and then they buy another 10, and then they buy another 10, until it realises on them that they're not doing things properly. You know, so please, don't go out and buy small plants. Always get yourself a well-established plant, whether it's half size, full size, or whatever size. Keep away from seedlings until you know exactly what you're doing. Now, watering Paphia pedlums is a very delicate subject. There's more plants lost through watering Paphia pedlums than I think anything else, because they're not really susceptible to disease. A bit variable, of course, like everything else. But watering is a real point with these. You can have the plants in the same size of the pots, but one may have small, thin roots. The other one will have large, hairy roots. So they both need watering at different times. So how do you go about this? I don't know. You can stick a bamboo skewer in, and lift it out. And if it's wet at the bottom, don't water it. And that's the best way of finding out, rather than don't weigh them, you know, because they're all different. Now, as you probably know, that all plants have a stomata, which are like pores on the leaves. Now, if you take a garden plant, for instance, they have stomata which open and close. They open during the day to take in carbon dioxide. On them are closed at night to stop the loss of moisture through evaporation. Now, Paphia pedlums stomata are always open, so they do the same thing. They take the carbon dioxide during the day, and that's why they like humidity in the evening. They just like the humidity, so to keep them nicely hydrated. And another benefit from the stomata being open all the time is that if you have to split them or disturb the roots or cut them in any way at all, then the best thing to do is when you repot them is to is to water them for 2 or 3 weeks, spray them for 2 or 3 weeks and no water. The open stomata will give them all the humidity they require, and it gives the roots a chance to heal. So that's a good one for bearing in mind if you're thinking of splitting your Paphiopedilums. Not going into any more detail about the whys and wherefores of Paphiopedilum growing, so if anybody wants to know anything, just ask me on the comments and I will reply to you. And yeah, we'll just have a look at a few plants that I've got now, so I'll go and get the camera and I'll show you. Well, the first one here is Paphiopedilum angel hair, which is a multifloral, and you can see I had a bit of trouble with the leaves there, but now the new leaves are growing up very nice and quite taller than the other leaves, which is a good sign. And this is a cross between, let me think, St Swithin and Sandrianum. So they're absolutely beautiful flowers when they do flower. And as you can see, I've got a complete lack of flowers in the greenhouse this year, and I put it all down to taking all my plants indoors last winter and setting me back 12 months. But they are actually growing. That's that one. What else have we got? We've got another one here. This is another Sandrianum cross with Joanna Burkhardt, and I thought I'd lost this once, but it came up with a new growth there, so I'm quite happy with that one now. Still to be a long time, 3 or 4 years before I see it flowering, and I'll still be here. Now this is quite a big plant. It's what is it? Oh, it's Berenice, a cross between Philippinense and Loyai, and it's got a huge leaf expanse. I'll just take you from here. Down to there, and then all the way back down here. A huge leaf expanse. That's Philippinense Berenice. And we've got another here that's growing very well. It's Paphiopedilum pericii crossed by Prystens. And this is another one with a long leaf span. It's got 2 growths on it, this one, and both of them I think are putting up new leaves. Yep, there they are. So they're doing okay, but God knows how long it'll be before they flower. And here's one of my all-time favourites, Prince Edward of York, cross between Rothschildianum and Sandrianum. And that's where it's flowered from before, and it had 3 flowers on. Absolutely gorgeous they were. I mean, they were so nice that I took it to an open show, and when I came to pick it up, one of the flowers had gone. So I think somebody was nicking it for the pollen. Anyhow, I hope they've done well with it, and it gives them as nice a plant as I had here, or as nice a flower, should I say. Now this is growing very well. This has got some nice roots on it, and here's the new growth growing very well. You see, just coming up there in the middle. Bonny plant, this Prince Edward of York. Nice, nice roots coming down. You see them around the bottom there. Plenty of them. But that's going to flower probably not this year, probably next year. That one. And my biggest And my biggest Paphiopedilum I've got is this Lady Isabel. Absolutely lovely. Now this is a cross between Rothschildianum and Stony Eye. Absolutely lovely. Plenty of growth on that. I really thought it was going to flower from here. It sort of started growing up with this sheath. Oh, it must be well over 12 months ago, and it's just stopped like that. And so it's not allowed anything else to grow up there. There's a lot of growths on here which are capable of flowering, but we'll just have to wait and see if it does. Who knows with these things? You know, sometimes they can go years without flowering, then suddenly they'll send up 4 or 5 spikes. Anyhow, that'd be nice if that happened with this. Yeah, and these are all the small Paphiopedilums I've got. Just growing them up until they're a nice saleable size, and then I'll sell them on. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.